Hello, my name's Sarah. I've decided to set up a blog channel on living with hypersensitivity pneumonitis, pulmonary fibrosis. I was diagnosed last year in November, so just coming up a year's anniversary, after fighting a lot of breathing problems for a long time. I was diagnosed at the Royal Brompton in London, and I wanted to sort of share my story, create awareness, and support others. I'm not a medical professional at all. I certainly don't know all the technical terms, and don't know a lot of what things are called, to be honest. But I'm learning all the time, and it would be nice to learn together. So do subscribe to the channel, please do comment, and do sort of, try and support each other best we can, and sort of maybe sort of try and create a nice community for each other to be a bit more supportive and helpful, because there just isn't anything out there that I can see, apart from on Facebook. I am a member of a few support groups on Facebook, but there doesn't seem to be anybody sort of telling their story on YouTube, apart from medical professionals talking about the theories and obviously the technical stuff of hypersensitivity pneumonitis, which we all sort of know the basics of what we need to know, i.e. what causes the disease, which can be something within the air that our lungs have a obviously an irritation to. Generally with hypersensitivity pneumonitis, they say it's birds or damp and mould. So a lot of farmers get it because of obviously the mould and the damp within the hay. Bird keepers get it, obviously, hence the birds. And in my case, I've got it because I've had exposure to damp within my property. So yeah, all a bit of a challenge, and I think sometimes people don't know what's caused their hypersensitivity pneumonitis, so it's that much more tricky because obviously you're more conscious and more aware of what's caused it and how you can help it, and obviously eliminating the problem is the biggest challenge. So with that in mind, I'm going to sort of share my story. Obviously I was diagnosed when I was just 40, so it was a huge shock. I think a lot of people with this condition also a little bit older generally. They certainly are on the face groups that I'm a member of, but I think I've had mine quite a long time without actually realising. My best friend is a black Labrador called Ollie, who's here. Ollie, say hello. Here he is. Say hi. And he is totally crazy, as you can see, chilling out here. Oh, say hello. Yeah, he's mad. But anyway, and when I got him 9.5 years ago, I used to do a rock walk where you walk up this really steep hill. A friend took me on, and the first time I did it, I was really out of breath when I got to the top of this big steep hill in between a load of rocks. And she said to me, "Do you know what, Sarah? Do this walk every day for 2 weeks and you'll be super fit." I've been doing that walk for 9.5 years. It doesn't make any difference. I'm still out of breath. And yeah, I suppose in hindsight, maybe I had it that, or the start of it that long ago, but I didn't know. I went to see the GP and he diagnosed me with asthma, because it ran in our family, and I think it was the easy, sort of easy way out of it all, really. And the good, an easy sort of thing, send a patient out with an inhaler, tell them they've got a little bit of asthma, and it's job done. Over the years, it's just got worse and worse. 3.5 years ago, I'd say things got really bad, in the fact that I would walk Ollie and have to keep stopping and starting. The walks were getting shorter and shorter, and the week before I actually got referred to the Brompton, I was out on a dog walk with Ollie around the park, and I just couldn't stand up. I felt like I was going to collapse. I couldn't get my breath, and felt really, really unwell. Rang the GP, and she said I was having a panic attack. And she said, "Just sit still for a week, Sarah. Your appointment's in a week at the Brompton, so just sit tight. You'll be absolutely fine. It's just a panic attack." Well, it clearly wasn't, because when I did after 3 years of going to East Surrey Hospital and seeing a consultant there, who eventually decided he couldn't work out what was up after doing CT scans and lung function tests, which we'll talk about later on. He couldn't work out what was wrong with me, so he referred me to the Brompton. On reaching the Brompton in October last year, within spending 10 minutes with a consultant, straight away she said, you know, you haven't got asthma. We need to get you in to do some investigations. I think there's something more to it. So in November, obviously, I went in and ended up being in for just under 2 weeks, where they did a number of tests, from CT scans, bone scans, all sorts of other sort of different things that you have done. I think I pretty much had every test under the sun, including echo, bubbles, and yeah, literally you name it. I've had it, biopsies, everything, and met some amazing doctors, professors and everybody, but eventually, yeah, they found that I had hypersensitivity pneumonitis, and they also found a clot on my right lung, which explained why I'd had leg ache, which I'd had for some time, and my right leg was swollen. So yeah, I went in with sort of potential asthma and came out with lung disease. Huge shock, and it takes you a long time to get your head around it. It changes your life. I did a lot of the physical tests, including lung function, which we'll talk about on another blog. But yeah, my saturation levels for an average person should be between 90 and 100, ideally 95 to 100. Mine were under 70, so I'm on permanent oxygen when I'm moving around, so when I go out and about and do different things. So again, that's a huge shock to the system, and something that I will be talking about and showing you sort of the different options that I've had, and the challenges they've brought, because with the colder weather now kicking in, obviously it is a challenge, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll talk about that as well. So yeah, that's sort of my basic story, asthma to lung disease. As I've already said, I'm under the Royal Brompton in London, and I have to say they have been fantastic, and they really are a hospital of excellence. I can't fault their care, their help, support and everything they've done for me so far. So if you're under the Royal Brompton as well, do get involved, and let's join forces. But yeah, this is me. In the next sort of few blogs we can talk about oxygen, the joys of living on that and going out and about with it, because that is a challenge in itself. We can talk about the disease, some of the challenges, some of the side effects, the drugs. Yeah, it really is quite a disease, isn't it? And the joy of shortening a breath, I guess. But anyway, do subscribe, do join me, and yeah, let's put together something that really is fantastic. And Ollie will not always be asleep here. He will join in. He's a very active and supportive member of living with lung disease. Anyway, have a good rest of the day. Hope I haven't waffled on, but yeah, let's see how we get on. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.